Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share something very simple yet very powerful: how to be smart. Many people think being smart means having a high IQ, studying in the best schools, or being born with extraordinary talent. But that's not true. Being smart is not about what you are born with. It's about how you train your mind, how you face problems, and how you treat people. The first step to being smart is to accept that life is full of challenges. Every problem is an opportunity to grow. If you run away from problems, you will never learn. But if you face them, even if you fail, you gain wisdom. Smart people don't fear mistakes. They know every mistake brings them closer to the right answer. The second step is to learn from people around you. Don't try to be the smartest person in the room. Instead, surround yourself with people who are better than you. Ask questions. Listen more than you speak. Truly smart people are not the ones who claim they know everything, but the ones who are always willing to learn from others. The third step is to adapt. The world is changing fast. Technology, business, even relationships. Everything is moving forward. If you don't adapt, you will be left behind. Being smart means being flexible, open-minded, and ready to accept new ideas. Don't hold on to old ways just because they are comfortable. Grow with the times. The fourth step is to use your heart along with your brain. Intelligence without kindness is dangerous. A smart person knows how to respect others, build trust, and create value for people. If you only think of yourself, you may be clever, but you are not truly smart. True smartness is when your ideas improve not only your life, but also the lives of people around you. Finally, remember this: being smart is a journey, not a destination. Every day, life gives you the chance to learn, to improve, and to grow wiser. Take those chances. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is now. So if you want to be smart, start today. Face problems with courage. Learn from others with humility. Adapt with an open mind. Lead with kindness. And never stop learning. That is how ordinary people become truly smart. Many people misunderstand the true meaning of being smart. They often believe that smartness is determined by IQ scores, prestigious universities, or the ability to memorize facts quickly. But the reality is very different. Being smart is not about how much information you can store in your brain, nor is it about being naturally gifted. True smartness lies in the way you think, the way you respond to challenges, and the attitude you bring to life. Someone with an average education but a sharp mindset can achieve more than a person with degrees but no drive to grow. When you begin to understand that smartness is about perspective and choices, you unlock the secret to moving ahead in life. Smart people are not necessarily those who know everything, but those who know how to use what they have in the best way possible. They focus on creativity, problem solving, and the ability to look at situations differently from others. For example, when most people complain about a problem, a smart person asks, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in thinking is what separates ordinary from extraordinary. You don't need to be born a genius to be smart. You just need to develop the habit of approaching every situation with curiosity and determination. Another aspect of being smart is emotional strength. Life will test you in ways that books and exams never can. You will face rejection, failure, and criticism. If your mind is narrow, you will break down. But if your mindset is strong, you will rise stronger each time. This is why being smart is less about intelligence and more about resilience. A smart person understands that challenges are not permanent roadblocks. They are lessons designed to prepare them for bigger opportunities. Smartness is also about making wise decisions with the resources you have. Many people wait for the perfect time, the perfect idea, or the perfect chance. But a truly smart person works with what is available and turns it into something meaningful. They know that progress comes not from perfection, but from action. Being smart means you focus on solutions rather than excuses, on possibilities rather than limitations. In the end, the essence of smartness is a combination of mindset, adaptability, creativity, and resilience. It is not something you are born with. It is something you build day by day through your choices, your actions, and your willingness to keep learning. When most people encounter problems, their first instinct is to avoid them, complain about them, or wait for someone else to fix them. But those who are truly smart understand that every problem is a hidden opportunity. Problems are like tests life gives us, not to break us, but to shape us into stronger, wiser individuals. Running away from problems only makes them bigger because they don't disappear. They wait for you until you are forced to face them. A smart person knows that facing difficulties head on is the fastest way to grow. Every challenge you overcome adds a new layer of strength to your character and sharpens your thinking. Mistakes are often seen as failures, but in truth, they are the most valuable teachers. When you make a mistake, you discover what doesn't work, and that knowledge brings you closer to the right answer. Think about how every successful person you admire has failed many times, yet they kept going. And those failures taught them lessons that success never could. A person who never fails is usually a person who never tries anything new. Being smart means you are not afraid to fail because you know the lessons hidden within those failures will eventually open the door to success. Facing problems also develops resilience. Life is unpredictable and full of ups and downs, and no one can escape challenges. But the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is how they respond. Smart people don't see problems as signs of defeat. They see them as opportunities to prove their strength. Every difficulty handled with courage builds confidence. And with each problem solved, your ability to handle bigger problems increases. Another reason facing problems is so important is because it trains you to think critically. When something goes wrong, you are forced to analyze, to question, and to create new solutions. This kind of thinking makes you sharper and more creative than people who avoid discomfort. Over time, you develop a mindset that looks for opportunities inside challenges, while others can only see obstacles. That difference in perspective is what makes you stand out as truly smart. So, instead of fearing problems or running from mistakes, embrace them as part of your journey. The more challenges you face, the more wisdom you gain. And the more equipped you become to handle the complexities of life. One of the most powerful qualities of truly smart people is their ability to learn from others. No matter how talented or knowledgeable someone might be, the truth is that no one knows everything. Life is too vast and experiences are too diverse for a single person to master them all. This is why listening to others and being open to learning from different perspectives is such an essential part of being smart. A person who believes they already know enough shuts the door to growth, while a person who stays curious and humble finds endless opportunities to expand their mind. Learning from others begins with listening. Most people speak more than they listen, but smart people reverse that habit. They pay attention to what others are saying, not just to respond, but to truly understand. Every individual carries unique experiences and insights that can open your eyes to new ways of thinking. Even someone younger or less experienced than you can teach you something valuable if you are willing to listen without arrogance. This humility is a mark of wisdom because it shows you recognize that growth comes from every direction. Asking questions is another sign of smartness. Instead of pretending to know everything, a smart person seeks clarity and knowledge by asking simple but powerful questions. They are not afraid to admit what they don't know because they understand that curiosity leads to understanding. When you ask questions, you invite conversation, and from that conversation comes knowledge that you could not have gained on your own. Surrounding yourself with people who are more skilled or knowledgeable than you is also a strategy smart people use to grow. Instead of feeling insecure, they see it as an advantage. Being around such people challenges you, inspires you, and pushes you to rise to a higher level. If you only stay with people who think the same as you or know less than you, you will never be challenged enough to grow. But if you step into circles where others are better, you stretch your own limits and expand your vision. True intelligence lies in the ability to absorb, adapt, and apply what you learn from others. Every encounter, every conversation, every shared experience can become a lesson if you are open to it. By keeping your mind receptive, you not only grow smarter, but also gain the respect and trust of people who recognize your willingness to learn. When you choose to surround yourself with people who are better than you, you create an environment that constantly pushes you to improve. Many people feel intimidated when they meet someone more skilled, more knowledgeable, or more successful than themselves. Instead of learning, they step back either out of fear or jealousy. But those who are truly smart see such people as opportunities for growth. They know that the fastest way to improve is to be in the company of those who have already reached the places they aspire to go. By observing their habits, their thinking, and their strategies, you gain lessons that no book or classroom can provide. Being around people who are better than you also keeps you humble. It reminds you that there is always room for growth, no matter how much you achieve. This humility is not weakness. It is strength because it keeps your mind open. The moment you think you are the best, your learning stops. And when learning stops, progress also stops. By staying in an environment where others are ahead, you are constantly reminded to keep pushing, to keep questioning yourself, and to never settle for what you already know. Another advantage of surrounding yourself with better people is the inspiration it creates. Success leaves clues, and by watching how others succeed, you find patterns and strategies that you can apply in your own journey. You see how they face problems, how they make decisions, and how they carry themselves in difficult situations. These observations slowly shape your own mindset and push you to operate at a higher level. Inspiration is contagious, and when you are in the presence of those who dream big and work hard, you naturally begin to adopt the same energy. Moreover, being with people who are better than you challenges your limits. It pushes you out of your comfort zone because you are no longer the most capable person in the room. This discomfort is powerful because it forces you to grow. If you are the smartest in your circle, then you are in the wrong circle. Growth happens only when you feel stretched beyond what is easy and familiar. By choosing your company wisely, you create a daily environment of challenge and motivation that naturally makes you smarter, stronger, and more capable of achieving your goals. The world we live in is moving faster than ever before. Technology changes every year, businesses evolve overnight, and even the way people connect and communicate keeps transforming. In such a world, the ability to adapt is no longer just a useful skill, it is a necessity. Those who remain rigid and refuse to accept change quickly find themselves left behind, while those who keep their minds open and flexible continue to grow. Being smart is not about holding tightly to old ways. It is about recognizing when something new offers better opportunities and having the courage to embrace it. Adaptability is the quality that allows you to survive in uncertain times. When unexpected challenges arise, some people panic because they are only comfortable when everything goes according to plan. But smart people know that change is the natural order of life. Instead of fighting it, they adjust their strategies and find ways to turn challenges into opportunities. This flexibility is what allows them to stay ahead while others struggle to catch up. They don't complain about how things used to be. They focus on how things are and how they can make the most of them. To adapt, you must first develop an open mind. Many people miss opportunities simply because they reject new ideas too quickly. They are too attached to tradition or too afraid to step into the unknown. But those who are willing to explore, to test, and to experiment discover possibilities that others never see. An open mind allows you to see beyond the surface and imagine what could be, not just what already is. Another part of being adaptable is the willingness to learn new skills. The knowledge that brought you success yesterday might not be enough tomorrow. Smart people are always students, ready to update their skills and adjust their approach. They invest time in learning about new technologies, new methods, and new ways of thinking because they know that constant learning is the fuel of adaptability. Adaptability also builds resilience because it trains you to remain calm when plans change. Instead of being frustrated when things don't go as expected, you learn to adjust your perspective and look for alternative paths. This ability not only helps you survive difficult times, but also makes you stronger and more confident in handling whatever the future brings. Intelligence becomes truly valuable only when it is combined with kindness. Many people make the mistake of thinking that being smart means being clever enough to outwit others, to win every argument, or to achieve success at any cost. But this kind of intelligence is short-lived because it isolates you from people and builds walls of mistrust. Real smartness is when you can use your brain to solve problems and your heart to connect with people. Respecting others, valuing their contributions, and treating them with fairness makes you not only wise, but also trustworthy, and trust is one of the most powerful currencies in life. A smart person understands that success is not just about personal achievement, but also about the positive impact you create in the lives of others. If your intelligence helps only you, it is incomplete, but if it helps others grow, then it becomes meaningful. When you use your ideas, skills, and knowledge to add value to people around you, you build relationships that last. People remember how you made them feel, and they are more likely to support you, work with you, and stand by you when you need them. That kind of strength cannot be achieved by selfish intelligence. Kindness also amplifies leadership. A leader who is smart but unkind might control people through fear, but their influence will never last. On the other hand, a leader who combines intelligence with compassion inspires loyalty and trust. People follow them not because they have to, but because they want to. This is the kind of leadership that changes teams, organizations, and even communities. Another reason kindness is a form of smartness is because it creates harmony in every environment you enter. Conflict often arises from ego, pride, or disrespect. But when you approach situations with empathy and understanding, you turn potential enemies into allies. Being considerate of others' feelings, listening to their struggles, and offering genuine support is not a weakness, it is a sign of strength. It shows you are not only smart with your mind, but also wise with your heart. True intelligence without kindness is incomplete because it lacks humanity. Knowledge and cleverness can help you build success, but only kindness ensures that your success is sustainable and respected. The combination of intelligence and compassion is what makes someone not just clever in the moment, but truly smart for a lifetime. Being smart is not something you achieve once and then keep forever. It is a journey that continues for as long as you live. Many people make the mistake of thinking that once they graduate, get a job, or reach a certain milestone, they have learned enough. But the truth is that the world never stops moving and knowledge never stops expanding. If you stop learning, you stop growing, and eventually you are left behind. Smart people understand that every day is an opportunity to gain new insights, to sharpen their thinking, and to expand their understanding of life. This journey of lifelong learning is not limited to books or formal education. Life itself is the greatest teacher. Every experience, every success, every failure, and every interaction with people holds a lesson if you pay attention. A truly smart person sees learning opportunities in daily life that others often overlook. When they make a mistake, they reflect on it to avoid repeating it. When they succeed, they analyze what worked so they can repeat it with greater impact. This constant cycle of reflection and adjustment makes them wiser with time. The mindset of lifelong learning also requires humility. The moment you start believing you know everything, your growth ends. Smart people never allow pride to block their curiosity. They stay humble enough to admit they don't have all the answers and curious enough to search for them. This humility keeps them open to new ideas, and it helps them connect with people because they are always willing to listen and learn. Another important aspect of this journey is adaptability. Because the world keeps changing, the knowledge that was valuable yesterday might not be enough tomorrow. Lifelong learners keep updating their skills, exploring new perspectives, and finding better ways to do things. This is why they remain relevant and effective even in fast, changing environments. Being smart as a lifelong journey also means investing in personal growth. It's not just about professional skills, but also about emotional intelligence, communication, relationships, and self-discipline. Growth in these areas ensures that you don't just become knowledgeable, but also balanced, resilient, and wise. Each day offers you the chance to become a little better than you were yesterday, and when you keep building on that progress consistently, you transform into someone who is truly smart in every aspect of life. Being smart is not about the degrees you hold, the marks you score, or the titles people give you. It is about how you think, how you act, and how you keep growing. A smart person faces problems with courage, learns from others with humility, adapts to change with an open mind, surrounds themselves with better people for growth, and leads with kindness so that their intelligence becomes meaningful. Most importantly, they understand that being smart is a lifelong journey, not a final destination. If you want to be truly smart, start today. By learning, by listening, by adapting, and by helping others. The path may not always be easy, but every step will make you wiser, stronger, and closer to the person you are meant to become.